Alright, in this video what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be spray painting an intake manifold with this VHT cast aluminum color spray paint, engine enamel, to try to see if maybe I can make it look like an aluminum intake. But this is one of those cheap siphon fed ones that you stick the hose in the bucket. So this is actually 3/8 vacuum line. I'm not sure having the wrong size hose. I think this is a little bit smaller. I'm not sure if it's going to help it or hurt it, but we're going to find out. Okay, here's the intake that I'm going to be painting. The only things that I would really worry about is I would avoid this area right here where the carburetor mounts, and I'd avoid this little area back here where the distributor sits. And I also put a bolt in the hole so I can't mess up the threads. That's, you know, that's not very likely, but just to make sure, that's an important hole. And then I stuck 2 bolts in there just in case, because those are 2 more important holes, and then you don't want to maybe avoid sandblasting too much on this area. I'm kind of new to media blasting stuff, but I learned pretty quick you need some gloves. I'm going to use a respirator and a face shield. I won't even try this with just regular glass. I'll at least use a face shield. You probably actually need the whole like bee suit, really. Anyway, let's go ahead and get to it. And now I have some unscreened play sand. I was able to get this much of it done without stopping. You see, I didn't even use all that much. Most of it landed right there, kind of. Actually, I think that sand's doing pretty good for not being screened. It has a lot of chunks in it. But I'm going to be able to do the whole manifold without even taking apart my gun. Yeah, I kind of have to shake the line out a little bit. It kind of stopped up a little bit. But there's no point in showing all that. It's getting dark, mosquitoes are out. I'll just go ahead and finish it up and then come paint it. Alright, here goes the intake after sandblasting it. I'm going to blow it off with air real good. Give it some brake cleaner treatment. I'm going to do that all over the whole thing, just kind of wet it down, try to get any grease to run off of it if it has any. Whenever I paint anything that's on the engine, I always use brake clean. I've had pretty good success with it so far. Alright, I put bolts in the important holes, distributor hold down, and the water neck. I couldn't get this fitting out. It's kind of permanent. On the carburetor flange, I just put 2 pieces of tape over it, set the gasket on there, and just kind of cut it out with the little razor blade, and just peeled it off. That way, I don't get paint on the actual surface you need, and then you won't be able to see it. Alright, I'm using VHT engine enamel. This is the cast aluminum color. 2 light coats, 1 medium coat, and wait 10 minutes in between coats. Dries to the touch in 1 hour, can be handled in 3 hours. Remember to always wear a respirator when painting. Alright, so this is how it came out. Does it look like an aluminum intake? Kind of. I might not have to buy an aluminum intake ever again. I think the texture's a little bit off, but from 10 feet away it probably does look aluminum. Anyway, if you found this video helpful or entertaining, please like and subscribe. The end.